Everyone, some people online on YouTube or streaming are very desperate to get views by just doing anything. And what better way to get set attention by trying to break a world record? Like for the longest time people have been competitive, like in sports, this has been the best way to get someone to notice you. Because who cares how many goals you get or whatever score you have. If they know that there's one definitive score that's the hardest to get, they're gonna be more interested to watch you try to break it. Because then if you do, that makes you the best. But I feel like at this point, the more that humanity keeps going, the number of world records that seem to be impressive have been going down. I mean, nowadays, when you open like a Guinness Book of World Records, some of them, front page, pretty interesting. But on the later end, it'll be stuff like most eggs carried in mouth, like 27. And you're like, that's pretty cool. And nowhere near as cool as trying to climb Mount Everest as quick as possible or running the longest marathon. But I guess for that guy with the eggs in his mouth, respect to him if he makes him happy. With that said, one record I know is pretty painful to do, or even attempt, is trying to stay awake for the longest. Because that's one challenge. It's not really hard, but it is hard. But it's more so it's like a battle for attrition. You have to stay up non-stop and never give in to that part of you that wants you, slouch down and, fall head first on the floor and sleep. No, you have to stay awake the entire time, all the while your brain is eating itself. Because of course, when you have no time to relax and heal your brain, it's like a motor or an engine running non-stop, degrading over time. Except much worse because that brain, that motor, it actually affects what you can do, like being able to walk or speak, but just not pass out. That's what this guy comes in on YouTube called Norm, where he did a stream trying to break the world record of staying up for 264 hours and 24 minutes, around 12 days. 12 days of no sleep, just being in front of a webcam, like talking to people on stream. It probably helps because he's doing something, he's talking to people, he's keeping his brain active and not passing out. But I would feel like all the much worse because I know there's around 10,000 people watching me actually almost pass out, going in and out of consciousness like he was. I should mention as well, how fun do you think it is to watch someone, after the first 100 hours, after the first 50 hours, barely staying up, like almost falling over himself? Not that much fun as you would expect. That's one of those things where, you tune in the first 20 hours and you're like, okay, I give up. I'll come back if he does, succeed the challenge or just die from a brain aneurysm. And you come back and you're like, oh, wow, he's alive. Oh, goddamn. I have to give some respect to the guy because he is someone clearly, passionate about, being popular on YouTube or a streamer. I mean, when you check his Twitter banner, there's an actual screenshot of his YouTube analytics of his videos getting better and more views. So, he does care what he's doing. And even if it is, harming his own health. And plus, even if it's moronic, he's doing it by himself. If he was forcing him and like 5 other friends to do it with him, that would suck. I've seen other people or streamers do much worse stuff with all their friends for the sake of getting views. But he's just by himself. He's only harming, his own brain, no one else's. There are other friends with him there on the stream, but they're only there, to keep him sane, like talk to him and bring him food from the store. And that's pretty nice and also pretty essential. Because there's multiple times from what I've seen on clips, because I didn't watch the full thing, but there are clips where they keep on shaking him, throwing water at his face to keep him, still awake. Because he goes into this state where his head's drooping down 20 times and he's 10% awake. When you stay up for that long, your brain, your own system, tries to nano sleep, where you're not fully laying down, but your body's shutting down slowly and trying to recover a tiny bit. So that's what he's doing right now. Or that was what was happening to him. Because thankfully, he did finish the challenge at over 20 minutes more than what he wanted to. So, breaking the world record and getting a tiny bit more. Respect to him.
3, 2, 1.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beat it!
You did it.
Everyone's spamming, I was here when history went down.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. Good job.
There were times when I almost got fucked over, not by falling asleep, but more so the stream on YouTube going down, because on one side, it is somewhat unhealthy, yet you see a guy actually destroy his brains over the course of 10 days, but after carrying on the stream on Rumble and then getting some technical help to get the stream back up on YouTube, he carried on again. until someone found his address and called the police on him. And that's probably the one time in history a doxer has actually helped a streamer by protecting him from himself. But even then, not that much happened. The police came over, told him to be careful, but let him carry on, because by law, it is like the most bare bones, abstract version of harming himself.
Did you guys know the channel?
No,
So I've got 1 million subs, so I've just gotten doxxed.
And speaking of harm, damage was done, trust me. Like, in every single clip I could find of him talking, his brain is so mush, he's actually speaking gibberish, being like, oh god, I'm so
First, how dare you, Dion? You know this abuse is tripping. Actually, I genuinely so shocked, and I thought it was a bad dream or something.
Like, the neurons in his mind are so tired, they can barely make the tongue actually enunciate a single word. Of course, he'll recover from it. It's not like a stroke where half his brain shuts down permanently. But I feel like, you know, at least 1% of damage is done to the brain, and for something like that, like 12 days, that doesn't go away after like one nap. It definitely doesn't. Now that I'm talking about the ending of the stream, people were like, oh, he didn't really break the world record because the actual record is like 448 hours. And even he himself was like, well, that guy, wherever he was in the 90s, he took stimulants so he could stay up way longer than I could while I was taking nothing. And that is a pretty good point. That meant that he was focusing more on willpower and was also safer, because he wasn't staying up for longer and he wasn't cooking his brain on drugs. So respect to him for doing that, for breaking the world record for staying up sober, like on no drugs, you know, that's pretty respectful. But I can safely say that, unlike other records in the world, this one maybe should not be attempted ever again in the future. It's my opinion.